All right, let's jump right in. What if you thought of yourself not just as, American or French or Japanese, but as a citizen of the entire planet? Sounds pretty big, right? Well, today we're digging into the story and the vision of a movement called Planetary Citizens, which is all about that very idea.
Yeah, that quote really hits home, doesn't it? It's this idea that everything we do, every single choice, is actually a brushstroke on this giant collective canvas. We're all co-creating the world we live in. It's a really powerful way to think about things. But, where did a concept like this even begin?
So, to really get a feel for where this is all going, we've got to rewind a bit. We need to go back to where the first seeds of this idea were planted, way back during a time of some pretty major global shakeups.
Check this out. This banner from the 70s, it just perfectly captures that original vibe, right? The whole idea of a planetary citizen was kicked off by a guy named Donald Keyes. He was an advisor at the UN, and he basically said, hey, our survival depends on something bigger than just loyalty to our own country. We need an allegiance to the planet itself.
So Keyes and his group really did light a fire. They were pushing this idea that for humanity to thrive, we needed to rally around shared values. But, like a lot of ideas that are way ahead of their time, the world just wasn't quite ready for it. The movement kind of faded from the public eye. But those seeds, they were still there, just dormant, waiting for the right moment to sprout.
And this quote from Donald Keyes, I love this. It really nails the mindset. This isn't some fluffy, idealistic dream. It's the opposite. It's about being a realist who sees that, hey, our current systems are creaking at the seams, and who has the guts to actually imagine and build something better.
Okay, so having a grand vision is awesome, but how do you actually do it? How do you turn that vision into reality? Well, the movement uses a couple of really interesting frameworks. You can think of them as the blueprints for building this new kind of world.
All right, first up is something called the co-creation wheel. This was pioneered by a futurist named Barbara Marx Hubbard, and it's basically a tool, a map, that helps us see the big picture. It's designed to show how all our individual efforts can link up and become part of this much bigger, coordinated action.
So the wheel is broken down into 12 essential parts of society. We're talking everything: education, health, the environment, even the arts. And the whole point is to break down those silos we all work in, right? You know how sometimes a great idea in one field accidentally creates a mess in another? This is about getting everyone to see the whole system and work together to solve problems in a way that helps everyone.
Okay, the second blueprint is called spiral dynamics. Now this one's a bit of a mindbender, but it's super cool. It's a model for how human values and ways of thinking evolve. It maps out these different stages we go through as individuals and as societies, from a very tribal mindset to a more rule-based one, to an individualistic one, and so on. And what's absolutely crucial here is that no stage is seen as bad or good. It's just a lens to help us understand that people are coming from different places, which is, well, it's essential if you want to create change without just starting a huge fight. So when you put these two frameworks together, the goal becomes crystal clear. It's about making a fundamental shift, moving away from what they call a collapse culture, one built on taking things, on division, on domination, and stepping into a co-creative culture that's all about regeneration, collaboration, and unity. So what about those seeds that were planted back in the 70s? Well, fast forward to today. With everything we're facing, climate change, deep social divides, you name it, those old ideas suddenly don't seem so out there anymore. In fact, they feel more urgent than ever. It's like they were just waiting for this moment to be rediscovered.
And you can literally see that rebirth happening right here. Look at this. On the left, you've got the original logo from the 70s. And on the right, the cover of a brand new book. It's like the torch is being passed, the flame rekindled for a whole new generation. The person carrying that torch today is Zen Benefiel. He's the one behind the new book, and he's taken it way further. He's created this blueprint for a thrivable decade, hosts a podcast that dives deep into all this. I mean, this isn't just a philosophy anymore. It's a real, registered nonprofit organization that's actively trying to make this stuff happen.
But okay, let's bring this back down from the big global systems for a second, because this movement isn't just about that. This is where it gets really personal. The core belief here is that you can't change the world out there without first starting a change in here.
And they ask this question, and I think it's one we've all asked ourselves at some point. What if you're here for something more? You know that feeling? That little voice inside that just kind of nudges you, suggesting there's a bigger reason you're here, a deeper purpose to your life?
And this is where we get to the absolute core of the personal side of things.
The idea is that creating a coherent, harmonious planet, it doesn't start out in the streets or in government buildings. It starts with what they call individual stabilization. Basically, it's about finding your own inner balance first. That becomes the solid foundation for everything else you build.
So what does that even mean, individual stabilization? What does it look like in real life? Well, it's about making conscious choices, choosing to be truly present instead of just performing for everyone. It's about listening to what deeply resonates with you, not just chasing what's popular or relevant. The whole philosophy is that this inner alignment, this inner peace, is the only real starting point for creating unity in the world.
Okay, so let's say this all sounds amazing. You're inspired. Now what? How do you actually get involved? Well, the whole thing is designed to be a pathway, to take you from just being aware of these ideas to actively participating in them.
The very first step is something called the Planetary Citizen Pledge. And really, it's a personal thing. It's a way to plant a flag, to make a conscious commitment to yourself that you're going to align your actions with the well-being of the whole planet.
And the path forward is actually really clear. Step 1, you sign the pledge. That's your personal anchor. Step 2, you can join their online community and connect with other people who are on the same wavelength. And then step 3, you find a place to plug in, to contribute your own unique talents and skills to the cause.
And that really brings us full circle, right back to that central question. This isn't just something to think about. It's an invitation. It's a call to action. It reframes every single choice we make, from the tiny ones to the life-changing ones, as a powerful act of creation. The story of our world is still being written, and the real question is, what future will you help co-create?